Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I don't care how we do it, but this has to be on footage when we finally beat it, because like I want to shoot myself in the taint.
How's it going, everyone? This is James, and this is how my friends and I beat the Retribution event in Overwatch on Legendary difficulty. This is all coming from the perspective of McCree, as I was the one playing McCree. Now, after you set the charge, there are 3 different initial spawn points: the center, the left side, or the right side. When they drop from the center spawn, a few more will spawn behind you, so you'll want to be careful of that. From the left side, 6 troopers will spawn from the 2 doors, and a few more in the small room next to those elevators. After those enemies, a few more will spawn in the back left corner, so you'll want to watch out for those, especially the ones that will spawn immediately after that in that small room again, including an enforcer, which can deal a whole ton of damage to you real fast. You'll want to be sure to land some perfect headshots on him to deal with him fast. Now after that, they'll spawn from the right side, and I like to sit in this back right corner to deal with these 2 troopers and enforcers that come out of the door by myself, so that way the rest of my team can deal with the other troopers and enforcers spawning on the other side of this hallway. At this point, you'll just want to walk through, activate the enemies, and then just bottleneck them through this little hallway, because Moira, as she ults through here and we kill all of the enemies, when the cutscene triggers for this sniper to spawn, her ultimate recharges, so that is fantastic. Now you want to get rid of be careful of these 3 guys that'll spawn in front of you, because no matter how far away they are, they can kill you really fast. Especially the troopers. So when you finally deal with them, you can move up safely, and the sniper is pretty easy to avoid, but if you lose track of her, she will kill you really fast. Now this one just wanted to be some sort of stupid and come right in front of us. Now for McCree, one of the best parts here is when the enemies come in on the boats. As they are still coming in, when you shoot your ultimate, you can easily charge and clear out a good 9 of them. Unfortunately, all the troopers got some good shots at me and downed me, so we had to deal with them the normal way. And then also, this is also random, so more either dropships or boats will come in. With the dropships, after you deal with the boats, a sniper will come in as well, so you'll want to be careful of her. Kill her just the same as the first one. Still want to be careful. And now, one of the weird things that could happen is sometimes an enforcer will get stuck on the boats in the box, and so the box enforcer, you'll want to be careful of him, because even though he's stuck, he can still kill you. He has that potential. In this next area, after you deal with the enemies inside the building, have someone walk through. If the snipers don't spawn, 2 snipers will spawn, unlike in the other difficulties. In Expert, I believe, sometimes a heavy assault will spawn here, which is crazy, as that's not even as hard as Legendary. But once you're done dealing with the snipers, you'll have Genji and McCree stay back here, as Moira and Reaper have the best mobility to come back after you activate the assassin. Now you'll want McCree to, for sure, track her as best as he can. That way you can get a quick stun off of her and deal with her without any of your team dying. If done right, she will die just as fast. And of course you can just throw out some ultimates here, as you will be gaining it pretty easily in the upcoming fight. As what's coming up next is a heavy assault. Now in Legendary, they are a giant pain, as their accuracy is impeccable, as is their damage output. Now when you're fighting him, you'll want to rush up as fast as you can, because there's a little thing. If you're fighting around the buildings there, as you're fighting around the buildings, ads will spawn continuously. But if you keep him here, just keep flanking around this little wall, ads do not spawn, and you can just deal with him peacefully. And luckily, if you don't die, then you'll be well off. After you kill the heavy assault, 3 enemies will spawn from the left side: 2 troopers and an enforcer. You want to be careful of them, deal with them before you walk through the doors, triggering the next sequence. When you trigger the next sequence, a few enemies will spawn out of the ceiling again, drop down, as will an assassin. Now, what I like to do, without dying, trigger McCree's ult, deal with those real fast, back out again That way you can keep track of the assassin and stun her as she runs for your team. Deal with her as fast as you can. Just like that. And then be careful of the troopers and enforcers that are still coming through as they continuously spawn either a trooper and an enforcer or 2 troopers through the far door. Now after the far door is the hardest part of the game. When you walk through, you'll want to rock around the right side and climb up these stairs and just work your way in this building. You'll want Reaper to watch the bottom doors and then have Moira, Genji, and McCree up on the top part. McCree has the long range so we can deal with this region, while Reaper is more short range with his shotguns and deals with close range at the bottom. Now, there are many things that can happen. Either an assassin and a sniper spawn, which is what happened here for us, and gave us so much trouble, or 2 snipers can spawn initially, with later an assassin spawning again. Now, at one point, 6 different enforcers will spawn, and you'll want to be careful and have complete communication with that. Otherwise, they will wipe your team. And here's that second assassin I was talking about. This one gave us a little trouble. You want to hear the audio cues of where she's coming from, and then have your stun ready. If you miss it once, prepare for the next assault by the assassin, save it, revive your teammates, and then use it for the next time they spawn. Now, this part is the most crucial, as you can die so fast, so many times. So rather than facing against one heavy assault with continuous ad dispossing, you are facing 2 of them. And this is where complete communication with your team is imperative. For me, the strat that we came up with, because McCree has the lowest mobility, is to stay in this building, have our Reaper come revive you because he's got his teleport and his Wraith form to be invulnerable. Now, McCree has the highest damage output on these heavy assaults since he can do long range headshots and not lose any damage output. So that's why they kept me in here, and if I died, that's fine. My friends were rotating around the whole map from the building straight across from this one, to the right of the kitchen, and back left next to that clock tower. And the big job of McCree here is to get damage output on the heavy assaults, lead them into his room, deal as much damage as you can without dying, and die in that room, because that is the safest part for McCree to die in. Sometimes heavy assaults will sneak up on you. See, look at this damage output. If you're lucky, well, ouch. Like I said, the job of McCree is to die. Now, if you're lucky, you can get some pretty good damage outputs, such as this. They'll miss, not kill you instantly, and you can get a ton of damage without using any of your abilities, as if your other teammates are dead, the Reaper, which should still be alive, can go revive them and be safe about it. Now, one thing that you want to do with McCree is when you're running around them, kind of shoot all your bullets, stun them, reload, shoot all your bullets, dodge roll, shoot all your bullets, and then maybe finagle your way up and down the stairs, dodging them, such as this, so that way your stun grenade can respawn, and you can just do it all over again, and that is how you get your most damage output. And then your team will do the rest. After you deal with the 2 heavy assaults, you'll want to quickly run to the top part of the map here and stay in the back center, as that is the hardest area for enemies to shoot you from anywhere. They will be coming in from the left side and the right side, so you want to be really careful of where you're standing. And heavy assault spawns as well, so you'll want to be super careful of that. And finally, it was achieved.
No, that doesn't count, Jordan.
As you can hear,
we did it! Yes!
that took forever. Now, here it does show that it was only 10 minutes, but in reality, that took longer than 30. It actually took around 30 minutes to complete the way that we did it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed, took some strats from what we did, and may you win the Retribution event on Legendary as well. It was not an easy feat. My friends and I also were part of the 0.6% that beat the Uprising event on Legendary difficulty as well. So I leave you with this. Good luck, and may you win.